I think you were checking something, or it was something other or another. But I just want to make sure you know.
All right. For anybody wondering why my camera's out, I'm currently feeding the baby. So, welcome back to Galaxy RPG. On Twitch. And another episode of Songs of Arddor. Last we left off, our trio of agents of the Green Council were making their way on the month-long journey from the county of Hallenwick all the way up to the bustling trade town of King's Crossing. Along the way, Thurbrhys learned a new language and failed to teach Faeyra a new language.
Well, she failed to learn.
No, I'm smart. I just had a bad teacher.
Okay, that's true.
And Goodfellow pulled off a heist.
What? No.
No, some unnamed satyr fucking robbed everything.
Very true. I get those two confused. Sorry.
Please.
But eventually, you guys were getting close to King's Crossing when you came across some highwaymen who had attacked an armored figure that you learned to be Voro, the Pale Dragon, an oath-broken knight from further north, a full-blooded orc, albino, who accompanied with you the last half day of the journey when you guys arrived, and then you guys split up to try and gather some intel. Thurbrhys and Faeyra were able to have a nice little conversation with, I figured out the word I was looking for, it's a deacon, not a page. Deacon Joran, a little halfling, who, he's not a boy, he's in his early 20s, but he had kind of just gotten the position relatively recently, you got the implication. While Goodfellow went to the Emerald Mare Inn and talked to the owner, an old elven woman named Ariel, and kind of came to the conclusion that you guys should investigate the collapsed cistern on the other side of town. At which point you descended through the kind of dilapidated stairs and tunnels before coming across a town guard body that was being chomped upon by a strange kind of gray-green furry 5-foot large spider.
Stop looking at that damn thing.
But technically, it was Cheddars that saw it, not us.
Very true. Very true.
And that was down the 50-foot hallway, right?
Yes. Yeah. It was down the tunnel, and then the tunnel kind of made a turn, and it was
Okay.
it's kind of like the best way I can describe it is kind of like almost lightning bolt shaped. Like it makes a turn, and then that hallway is pretty short. It's almost 10, 15 feet long before it turns again and continues going in the direction of the first tunnel. So in the crook of that second turn is where the body is. But that's where we're going to pick up. You guys, Faeyra, you have seen this through the eyes of Cheddars. What are you guys doing?
I'm assuming you're going to warn us. It's just a big spider, right? Not that crazy.
No, I mean,
Good thing you don't fear spiders.
working for the Green Council, spiders of unusual size are not that uncommon in Dernas. It's, either through, latent, kind of surges of arcana, mutating regular spiders, or, crazy, nascent mages who want to use them as, security for their lair. you guys have seen and probably fought a handful of larger spiders. So it's not anything super out of the ordinary. The color's a little weird. Usually they're normal spider color, but other than that, it seems pretty above board.
I'll probably have Cheddar's come back quietly because she wasn't seen by the spider, right?
No.
Yeah, I'll
He's
probably.
busy.
Well, is it a she or a her? She or a him?
Is it a girl or a girl?
What about the spider or Cheddar's?
Cheddar's didn't ask, but it can try and get a look.
No, I think Cheddar's is okay. I'll have Cheddar's come back down the hallway quietly, and then I'll tell the group what Cheddar's has slash what I have seen. I mean, I guess we can really only go forward.
A spider is absolutely a beast, yeah.
That is true. Well, assuming it's a normal spider.
Unless it's like fiend or something, but in that case, I think we have bigger problems. Yeah, I'll probably just use my channel affinity, to be honest. How far down the hallway is it?
With the crook, it's probably like 60 feet away from you.
Sorry, 60 feet away?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna go around the corner and cast Animal Friendship.
Okay.
Does it have an intelligence of 4 or higher?
That is a good question.
Never good that he got a check.
Well, you never know. Imps have like 6 intelligence.
Yeah, but,
What did you say the limit was?
4 or higher.
No, it does not.
Okay, make a wisdom saving throw.
So animal friendship works on beasts, correct?
Yeah.
So you
Choose
step
a
around the
beast.
corner,
Not a beast.
and you take your holy symbol, and you channel your power. And it just kind of fizzles in the air as the spider turns towards you. Good burp, sweetheart.
Does it count as having used a spell if I can't target the creature that I wanted to cast a spell?
No, I will say it will
I
not.
wasn't able to target it.
Yeah, you feel like your god is channeling the power to you, and then it's like, bro, that's not gonna work, and then just rescinds the power.
Dude, the router's connected to the internet, but the fucking, the computer's not connected to the router. No, Animal Friendship. I have like 3 different things to deal with animals. I also have Speak with Animals, which was going to be my next thing, but if it's not Charmed, then I also have Charmed Plants and Animals. But Charmed Plants and Animals does multiple.
well,
Animal Friendship only does
it's
one.
probably a monstrous.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. It could have been a beast. That was my first attempt.
So as this happens, as you step around the corner, and it
I would have followed him.
It is a
Okay.
30-foot range, so I would have moved up to it as well.
okay,
Wonderful.
I would have followed Thurbrhys and been on guard.
so as you guys step around, because you kind of have to step around to the corner of where the tunnel turns to be able to get eyes on it. It turns. It stops chomping on the body, turns, and you see that instead of having the usual array of 8 eyes on the top of his head, it has 2 sets of 2 eyes in a very symmetrical pattern, and where its mandibles would be, it's almost like the head itself kind of unfolds downward to show rows of sharpened teeth. And a 5th eye at the back of where the mouth opens. And
It's a spider, you guys.
you guys are gonna need to roll initiative.
Wait, you said so where the mandibles would be? There are mandibles, or there's no mandibles?
So
Sharp.
instead of like pincers that you would usually see on like a spider, it's more of like think kind of like how the Demogorgon's head opens up in Stranger Things.
Ah,
It's kind of like that.
okay.
I have a 21.
I got a 5.
5. What's your dex, Goodfellow?
Minus,
Right.
mama.
16.
Okay. So, it's going to go Goodfellow, then the spider, then Faeyra, and then Thurbrhys. So, Goodfellow, you're up.
Alright, so, I guess I'm going to use a... You're within 30 feet of it, right?
Yeah, to even
Eduardo.
see it, they'd have to have gotten, like, to the, like, where the tunnel turns, so they'd be, like, 10 feet away from it. 10,
Oh, okay.
15 feet.
Okay. I am going to... How dark is it down here?
It's pretty dark. There's no light whatsoever.
Vision. I have dark vision.
I mean, I have dark vision. But that's still...
Dim light.
It's gonna be dim light, which is disadvantage, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I can't even... I won't even be able to get sneak attack off.
You could if you crit. At least
No,
on at least on the second attack.
After, yeah,
Yeah.
but at that point, someone else will be in melee range. So,
So how far away are we? Are we not in melee?
I'm 30 feet away to try and
no,
pass.
he said
Well, like I said,
he said
two.
you have to be 10 or 15 feet.
Yeah, because
Because
of the
of
way
the
the tunnel
corner.
is. Yeah, because
Oh,
it's
then, yeah,
around
yeah.
the corner.
Then I would like to, stand next to him, and use the prepare action, and I don't want to get close to this thing because it's a spider that's bigger than me. That thing gonna eat me whole. So I'll stand next to him and I'll prepare action. If it comes within striking range, it's gonna get struck. But, yeah, no, without sneak attack, I'm not doing that.
Okay. So then it's the spider's turn.
Yeah, it's spider's turn.
Okay.
What's the spider's name?
You don't know. You haven't asked it.
That is on us. We should have asked his name.
Okay. So, yeah, let's do that.
You're done.
Thurbrhys, does a 16 hit?
Nope.
Okay. So, you're standing there. You've got your holy symbol still in your hand. The spider kind of like does a short leap, and out of its like what is it, the thorax, shoots like a ball of web towards you, which you're able to duck underneath, and you see it hit the wall behind you and splat into a pretty intricate web that it was trying to restrain you with, but that didn't work. So it's only got one attack. So yeah, that's all it's gonna do. Faeyra, you're up.
So, hold on. I have an image that I would like to see if it's close to that I'm going to post in more.
I did.
Yeah, I was going to say that's what the picture you drew reminded me of. Is that close at all?
No, not in the slightest.
Well, he's got 5 eyes and a bunch of legs, and
This is what I drew.
Yeah, but also like a people's body. It's very similar to that. The mandibles do kind of like they split in the bottom, so it does have like one half on either side, and then an eye in the back of the throat, essentially.
Yeah, cool. I suppose I will get into range and with my longsword.
Okay.
you could get on the other. Could she get around it?
Now that it's moved a little bit forward, yes. You would kind of like leaping over it, but
I'll leap over
You're
it.
gonna flank it.
I'll leap it.
You're gonna have advantage to when you hire them.
Uh, 17.
17 definitely hits.
Yep.
6.
Okay. And you're making a second attack?
You can extra attack, and then you can also bonus action attack.
Yes, I'm going to attack again with my longsword.
No, that's a D12. You can attack with it. I think it's also D12. This is also D12.
Mm-hmm.
More around them. Yeah. I think that's that'll hit, so you don't have to ask again. It's higher than.
Oh, I still want to say it.
Okay, well, go ahead.
26.
Oh yeah, definitely hits.
12 damage.
That's magical, of course. And then if you want to attack with your Scamator, you can. That is not going to be magical.
Scamator.
I think you rolled a 2, 6. 2 plus 4, 6.
I'll go in.
Scamator.
Yep. 18.
18 definitely hits.
56.
And a 5.
Okay, so that was 6, 12, and then 5.
Yep.
Okay.
Great.
18, 23. Okay. So you hit 3 times. I'm going to need everybody to give me intelligence saving throws.
Wow. So the exact wording behind the magical weapons is it counts as magical for the purposes of overcoming resistance.
And sorry,
That's
yes, that's the wording. Because it was 3 separate attacks, it's going to be 3 intelligence saving throws each.
Oh, everybody makes 3 saving throws?
Everybody within 10 feet, yep.
We wouldn't have made those when she landed the first hit.
That is an 18,
I got a
10.
22, and then a 5, and then a 16.
Okay,
I got an 18, a 10, and then a 19.
okay.
Your intelligence saving throw.
I got a 6, a 17, and an 11.
Okay.
We're all charmed. The game is over.
Nope. As far as you know, Faeyra slashes 3 times, twice with the longsword and then once with the scimitar. And you do see that the gashes, instead of any kind of like blood or ichor, it's almost like this kind of like it definitely leaves a cut on the spider, but it's just almost like a dust that kind of comes out into the air every time she slashes with her sword. But doesn't seem to have any kind of ill effect. So then it is Thurbrhys, you're up. It is looking severely haggard.
I'm gonna cast Shillelagh and attack with my Warhammer.
Okay, go for it.
Oh, Jesus. Does a 12 hit?
12 does not hit.
I rolled a 3 and a 5.
Oof.
Whatever, I'm not a physical damage person anyway. I don't have extra attack. Okay. I just figure making a saving throw, the dex saving throw is probably not the best.
Okay, so then Goodfellow, you're back up, top of the round.
Do we feel anything from the intelligence save you made us make?
Is my sword's not glowing, right?
Your sword is not glowing because it's celestial.
Faith, celestial fiend undead.
Correct.
I think.
Yeah, so no glowing.
Is my sword glowing?
Your sword doesn't
Might
glow,
be
does it?
You don't know that.
I was about to answer, and I was like, I didn't make his sword glow.
Okay. Is anyone within melee range with it?
Yes, Faeyra
Yep.
is.
Okay.
I am also because it attacked
Then-
me.
Correct.
I'm getting
And
up
also
on
I
there.
attacked it, to be fair.
Oh.
Well, yeah, when it attacked you, it could do that long range, so it only moved up 5 feet, so it wasn't in melee range with you, but then you moved into melee range with it.
I have a question. If I have 2 sources of advantage, will I have advantage, or does it just cancel out? I know base game, it just cancels out. I want to know your rule.
You don't have triple advantage, I don't think.
It just cancels out.
Okay, so it just cancels. Okay.
Yeah.
But I do have.
You would still get sneak attack, though, yes.
Okay, good sheets there. Yeah. Okay.
Or you have advantage and disadvantage?
Yes, because it's dim light.
Goblins don't have dark vision? Goblins absolutely have dark vision.
No, I'm saying because I have dark vision, I see as if it's dim light.
Because it's all pitch
Oh.
black.
Because it's pitch black. We don't have torches or anything.
You have disadvantage in dim light?
Yes, that's how the game works.
I've never done that.
Yeah, well, play it right. Alright, well, I don't have disadvantage, so.
Not yet. I was giving her a little bit longer.
Alright, that is 25.
25 to hit?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, that definitely hits.
Okay. Alright. Give me my dice doesn't leave me my shit. D8. Two D4. D6. Could roll more. Don't think I need to, so I'm not going to. That's 8. That's 10. So that's 16.
Okay. So you rush forward because Faeyra attacked it from behind, so she's on the other side of it. You kind of rush forward and slide past Thurbrhys and just with one quick thrust spear it through the face into the thorax with the bright blade.
The what?
Your sword. Prifton the bright blade.
Okay.
Which
is funny because it doesn't glow.
No. It's the other effects, really. I'm gonna need everybody to make me one more intelligence saving throw.
5.
I got a 3.
Okay.
Well, you can't crit fail saving throws, right?
Nope.
No.
Okay, I got a 3.
I got a 15.
Okay. So you spear it through the face, it lets out one last, like, it's the main part of its body kind of collapses in on itself, almost like if you've ever seen like a rotting pumpkin that's been like left out after Halloween, and releases one last big puff of this dust into the air. But it is no longer moving, and then it does that kind of like spider thing where like you pull the sword out of it, it kind of rolls onto its back, and then it kind of crumples up onto itself.
Because they're hydraulic.
Yeah. Everybody knows spiders are machines. But
we don't feel any different from our intelligence saving throws?
No.
Yeah. Alright, you're gonna ask. I don't know.
Is there like a check that I can make to see if anything's suspicious? Because that feels suspicious.
Sure. Give me a nature check.
I would also want to check that. Can I also check that?
Sure. What was that?
A 2.
Yeah, you got no idea.
19.
19? Thurbrhys, you kind of kneel down and observe the corpse.
I was also going to start ritual casting detect magic, but if I sense something weird now, I might not.
You notice, because like I said before, you guys have all, like, in your own time, have fought at least a handful of, giant spiders before. It's not abnormal thing to, find in Darnus. What is weird about what is weird about this is that the internals of this spider do not look like a normal spider.
They look like a man dressed as a spider.
It looks like fungus.
I lick it.
And so the best the best assumption you can make is that it wasn't dust, it was spores.
So if I had used charm plants and animals, it probably would have worked then.
Maybe.
Probably.
You can give me an Arcana roll if you want.
Now you know.
Yeah, why not? Oh, that's not great. 10.
10. It's high enough to recognize this isn't like a naturally occurring creature. And once you finish ritually casting detect magic, you do make the connection. This creature is fey in nature.
Okay.
Can I like take a sample of the spores into like a little jar?
Sure. There are some that kind of have accumulated at like the edges of its wounds. So you kind of collect some of the dust.
We probably drank at least one potion of healing and have such an empty jar in which to put things.
Yeah, we'll go off of Legend of Zelda rules. I will be right back. I just have to bring this bottle downstairs and put it in the fridge.
Let me add that to my bag of holding.
Fucking violent spore.
Violent spider spore.
Put spider. Those really dry, so let's see. So that's gonna be sick.
I've returned.
Can I search the dead guy's body?
Sure. So, typical kind of like town guard kind of kit. They do seem...
Even kids.
You do see that one, much more well equipped than any of the guards that you encountered in Hallenwick, save for maybe the guards in Kirkwell. He's wearing like a nice breastplate over top of the rest of its like leather armor. And it's got that kind of like almost like a conquistador kind of helmet with like the flared brim and like a single feather that comes out the top. And he does bear like the town itself does not have any like sigil. Like it's not run by like any of the like a noble house of any kind. But his armor and the shield that are nearby both bear the sigil of the Merchants Guild. It's like a crimson red with a set of silver scales.
And you said that I had cast Detect Magic.
Yes.
What am I detecting, if anything?
Give me a perception roll, actually, Faeyra, for searching him.
Oh,
Perception or investigation.
Um, 12 for perception.
Okay. So looking over him, got pretty basic stuff. Seems like he came down here equipped with just like a basic arming sword. He's got like a dagger in his boot. His one arm, his shield arm, actually is the one that's missing. Looks like the shield was torn out of his arm by the spider. You do find, kind of in the folds of like the cloth tabard that sits kind of half over his breastplate, a note, like a handwritten note, that says, we need some more supplies. If you can come tonight, that would be greatly appreciated. And then it's not signed, but it is there is the symbol of a 4-pointed star at the bottom.
I wouldn't recognize that, would I?
You know that the 4-pointed star is used in a lot of symbology of the faith.
Which faith?
The faith of the Nine. Like their symbol, their symbology is the 9 4-pointed stars in a circle.
Ah.
So which of the 9?
You don't know?
It's not like a specific color, is it?
No, it's all written in like black ink.
Well, the deacon led us here, right? So
yes. Well, it was kind of a thing of like you kind of heard both bits and pieces from the deacon and from Ariel that she at least thought that the so-called Rat Queen was the one doing the kidnapping, and that she lived in the old cistern.
There's no magic, right?
On this guy, no.
Anything else around the walls or in the water?
No. The only magic you're really picking up is the like fading bit of Fey essence from the spider's corpse.
Okay. Onwards?
I suppose.
Okay.
Onwards.
Then the propel curve into another bend.
Yes, so it kind of lightning bolts. So like when you came in, it went up and then curved to the right, and that's where the spider was, and then it curved again, and it has continued to go straight.
Can I use Tutters as many times as I want, or does that like to see through her? Use that as many times I want?
Yeah, as long as she's still in existence, you can see through her.
Yeah,
it's just the only caveat is that, like, if you're trying to do it in combat, it costs an action.
Oh, okay. But like if
that's very situational.
Okay. Well, I guess I'll have her go ahead just because I feel like I don't want to get in.
Probably a good idea.
So I'll just have her go ahead and see what's around the next corner.
Okay.
Can Faeyra move? Probably not.
She can move while like seeing through the through Chedris' eyes. It's just that she can't see or hear, so she would need to essentially lean on one of you. And
I would guide her. If you want to keep moving, sort of use it as like a bomb drone or whatever.
Okay.
No offense to check.
So.
Next to you.
No offense to check.
Yeah, there's just a little bomb drone over Shutter's head.
Faeyra, you can give me a perception check for Cheddars.
That probably... Oh, I guess that would use your perception because you're looking through its eyes.
17.
17? So... This tunnel eventually reaches like a hub point with like it's like a circular chamber with multiple tunnels that break off from it, some of which seem collapsed. But you're kind of stuck for a moment on like where to head next when Cheddars notices on the side of the like archway that leads to one of these tunnels there is like a chalk mark, almost like you'd see like a thieves guild use.
Mm-hmm.
But it looks a little bit more crude, and pointedly it's at like 3.5 feet up the wall, which means it was either done for the sake of like a shorter race, like a gnome or a halfling or even a dwarf, or
technically
it's also at child height.
Oh, is Goodfellow small?
Yes.
Size mechanically? Okay. I'm medium, right? Dwarves are medium?
Yeah. He's a short, ugly dwarf.
Hey, I can change my height by a foot.
True, so you could technically appear on the lower end of dwarven height.
Yeah, just shut up.
But there's nothing in this like hub area.
No, it looks mostly. It looks like at some point it was used, kind of like a dump, essentially. Like there's a couple like really busted, rotten old wooden crates and barrels that like if they did have stuff in them, it's turned to compost at this point. The only other thing of note that you see is that singular tunnel that is marked with chalk.
But there are multiple other tunnels going off. Some of them are just...
it seems to be, outside of the tunnel you are currently in, there are 7 other tunnels. And like 3 of them are fully collapsed. 1 of them is collapsed enough that it would be hard to get through, but it might be possible. But the chalk marks are on one of the fully still intact tunnels.
Okay.
Why don't we go through there?
Yeah, I suppose we should let Cheddars lead, and I'll still lean on one of you guys.
Okay. Give me another perception roll.
Is there a song that goes like that?
21.
21, gotcha. And Thurbrhys and Goodfellow, both of your passive perceptions are pretty high, right?
19.
Damn!
She's got 14, which is already pretty high, but fucking nothing for us.
So both of you do notice there are some it looks like old, like it doesn't look like they'd be really usable anymore, but they're still kind of there, hanging by a thread, like bronze pipework running along the ceiling. You both clock that there is a single rat. You don't know when, but at some point has showed up and is shadowing you guys as you move through the tunnels.
I don't like that rat.
Matt, is my detect magic still going? Has it been 10 minutes?
It's definitely been 10 minutes at this point.
Don't keep it going.
That rat needs to be eliminated.
Well, it might be
Eliminated?
useful for them to not know that we know that they're following us. It's very obviously following us, right?
Yes.
It's not a stray rat.
Yeah. Every time, like, once you enter you didn't really pick up on it at first because you were following this single tunnel. But now that you are kind of following these, like, chalk marks, that you can, like, with that, what was it, 21 for Cheddars on the perception roll? Like, you're able to very easily pinpoint, like, every time there's a deviation, like there's a split in the tunnel or there's multiple tunnels, you're able to pick out these chalk marks. So you start following them, and every time you go down a tunnel with a chalk mark, it follows you.
Maybe it's just following the chalk marks. Maybe
We could
it's
always send
coincidence.
Cheddars after it. Let the cat do cat things.
Yeah, it's also weird that it's not perturbed by the cat. If I was a rat, I wouldn't want to be following
I'm sure
the
it's a
cat.
familiar. I'm sure it's a familiar.
What?
Or a druid or something of that sort.
I will say there is a point. There is a point where you reach, like, a fork in the tunnel, and there is, like, a it looks like it was probably like a stone, like, essentially like a manhole cover, above you, about, like, 20 feet up, that has, like, it probably had a bigger hole in it originally, but it's now been caked over with mud. But there's still just enough of an opening that some light is shining through. And as you stop to kind of find the chalk mark, Thurbrhys, with your 20 passive perception, do notice that when the rat also stops to kind of watch what you guys are doing, it is very much in the same way that Cheddar's, at first glance, is just an orange cat. But then once you kind of, like, start paying attention, you can notice, like, the more angular features and the strange things about it that kind of denote it as fey in nature. There are very similar notes to this rat.
It's also
It seems a little bit, like, longer in the body than a rat should be. Like, not full, like, ferret, but definitely, like, weirdly long for a rat. And the biggest thing, and it's the thing you notice with the light, it has a third eye in the center of its forehead.
Yeah, but we all have that.
Who opened his third eye?
well, the spider also had an extra. Well, technically not an extra eye, but you know what I mean.
It technically had less eyes than it should have.
Yeah, net loss of eyes. It's still a weird amount of eyes. Or at least a weird placement of eyes. Interesting. So there's some fey goings on in here. Okay. Don't keep it going. Should we kill it? I like don't necessarily want to kill it right away. But, sorry, what is ahead of us?
I know it's Faye, right?
Like,
We've discussed it.
If Thurbrhys brings it up, yes. With your passive perception is just low enough where you don't pick up on the.
Dude, he needs the 20. That's terrible.
It's dark
Do you
in these
mention it,
tunnels.
Thurbrhys?
It is, and it is very obviously like a black rat.
I have a magical helmet too that lets me see out what I can see 90 feet or something.
Yeah, 90 feet magical darkness.
Yeah, but so Thurbrhys, do you say something?
I mean, it's probably listening to us, so how far is it following behind us?
Probably like 15 feet.
Oh, close. I don't think that I would whisper. Because I'm sure that it would hear us. And if we're letting it live, that's because we don't want them to know that oh, I need to plug my shit in. It's about to die. Did it give us the mobile? I don't want it to know that we know that we're being followed.
Okay. Yeah.
So
So
no.
then if yeah.
TLC,
So then I don't.
no,
Yeah.
I don't think.
So then I don't know. So then I'm not going to do anything.
I want to keep going where we are.
Does Cheddar's see anything up ahead?
Yeah, so after you guys are following these chalk marks for probably a good half an hour, 45 minutes, you do reach, Cheddar's reaches a metal door that looks much newer than the rest of the tunnel. Like, the rest of this tunnel looks, like, old. Like, this is, like, coming across, like, an old Roman, like sewer system type of old. And this door is, like, modern. Like, in terms of, like, it's a medieval fantasy setting.
It's an automatic door.
Yeah, it's, you walk up and it goes, bing bong, and it slides open. I do have one
Star
thing.
Wars noise that.
There was one more thing on the note that I forgot.
Stopped following us, has it? The
No.
rat hasn't stopped.
At this point, once you guys approach the door, it moves ahead of you, and you see there must be like a hole where the pipe is kind of crumbled in on itself that it slinks into the pipe and disappears.
Can I have Cheddar's turn into a rat?
Sure.
You could resummon a rat Cheddars today and then resummon cat Cheddars tomorrow. Or it's a long rest, right, for the Ring of Familiar?
Yes, yeah. It's once per long rest you can cast
Is that
that.
worth
Find
it?
Familiar.
Can't do that.
I kind of. Would I have gotten an attack of opportunity as it slinks past me?
I mean, it's probably like 15 feet up, so
Yeah, but
it's
it
in
was
a pipe.
15 feet behind. Oh, you're saying.
Well, as it passes me.
Well, it's the pipe is on the
15 feet up.
yeah. The pipe runs along the ceiling of the tunnel.
Okay.
I mean, to be fair, as it was going forward, you could have shot it with like an arrow or something,
I
or cast a spell.
don't have any ranged weapons. I don't even think I have a crossbow.
You could cantrip it.
No, I probably wouldn't have.
So I'm gonna put in the chat on Discord. There was one more thing on the note on the back of the note.
Well, I have a feeling this is relating to this door. So.
Awesome. You kept the note, right?
Faeyra reads the note and is like,
I don't know. This
Elves
is
are weird.
important. Is the door open?
No,
Does the door have some kind of magical keypad?
it does not. No, it is essentially a solid iron door with what looks like a like one of those little slide windows.
Ooh, we have to do a knock. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2.
Oh, do you want to do another?
Dude, I'm so smart. Someone give me a gold star right now. I think that's what it is. Can we like do a little knocky knock on the sliding door, and then someone's gonna ask us what the magic password is, and we're gonna have to say open sesame.
I will say, I don't think it went through correctly on the Discord, because some of the dashes disappeared.
Some of the dashes disappear.
But
Yeah.
am I? Is
because formatting. Yeah, the
Yeah.
Discord doesn't work.
So it
is
should have
Faeyra
been
correct in thinking that it's knocking?
maybe. It is. It should be on the back of the note is essentially dash underscore dash underscore dash 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 underscore dash dash.
Okay, well we do that to the door.
Wait, so dash underscore dash underscore dash 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 underscore dash dash.
Yes.
Okay.
Now we just need to figure out which one's long and which one's short. I think the uppercase dash is short. Because I
Or
know
are these pauses?
that's probably what I think.
That's what
Imagine writing down a knock.
That's
That's
what
weird.
Go for it.
I'm gonna knock in that pattern.
Okay.
With the underscores being pauses and the dashes being knocks.
Okay. So there's a moment of silence after you finish the last knock.
A long moment.
Good job.
And then you hear the sound of like multiple locks being undone.
So fucking smart, dude.
And then the door opens to a dimly lit chamber, but you do not see anybody.
Probably because it's dimly lit.
Can I like throw a torch in?
You have torches?
I do have torches. Yeah, I'm gonna throw a lit torch. Is that a smart idea?
What if there's gases inside? What if you blow us up?
That fucking blowback, man.
Have you seen the one where it's like methane check, and then the fucking streamer like blows up his
Okay.
room?
I'm gonna cross that out. I'm not throwing a torch in there.
In,
Okay.
I still have cheddars, so I can send cheddars in.
Okay.
Wait, how did the door open if we knocked? And wasn't there like a little sliding thing? So like,
That's what you're asking? We just killed a giant spider who had a Demogorgon face, and you're like, how'd this door open? There's pipes. They have technology.
I will say the pipes look old.
Oh, I was just thinking with the little sliding thing at like on the door. I was thinking there'd be someone behind it.
You expected there would be the buff guy who goes, no entry.
Yeah.
There's a bouncer.
Really did.
You guys actually
It's
just
the
found
rat.
the dopest
It's the rat.
club.
Yeah, this is the most underground fucking...
Dude, it's the Rat Queen's secret.
What the fuck's the name for it?
Yeah, dude, it's 23 gold for one fucking flagon.
That makes sense. Isn't this just
There's a single
unbottled
there's
IPA?
there's a single chamber pot and there's writing all over the walls around it.
Yeah.
But everyone's got a
guess-
picture in that bathroom.
How far can Cheddar see?
I could do it. Actually, I don't think cats technically have dark vision.
No, they don't.
So, Cheddar's actually cannot see at all.
Oh, okay.
You can see through Cheddar's eyes using your
The
dark
the
vision.
room is dimly lit. It seems like there is like candlelight and stuff within the room. So the thing is Cheddar's doesn't have dark vision, but cats have advantage on vision based perception checks.
No. Smell-based perception roll.
Is it smell based?
Yep.
I thought it
Keen
was.
sense of smell, not keen eyes.
That's stupid.
That's so stupid.
Wizards of the Coast, what the fuck are you doing? As somebody who owns 2 cats, them motherfuckers can see in the dark.
Yeah, they can also smell really well, but they can definitely see in the dark.
I don't know, man. My cats stink sometimes.
Well, Faeyra would be able to use her dark vision through the cat's eyes, no?
No.
No. That's
Because
true.
that is a physical attribute of your eyes. If you had like the dark vision spell, you could cast it on Cheddar's, but You could put your helmet over top of Cheddar's and have him just kind of drag it into the room.
You don't. I think he has to attune to it. Yeah.
It's just you guys being like, okay, come on, attune. And this cat just sitting there like...
It's like when you put, like, you know, a little hat on your cat, and they're fucking like...
Yeah, except this is more like putting a bucket on a cat.
Like, hitting their head against the wall, trying to get it off. Let the bathroom break over here. Oof. Oh, and I've thought of a fear.
Yeah.
Can Thurbrhys have fear of crossroads?
Crossroads?
Yep.
Any particular reason why?
I don't remember my reasoning. I thought I had reasoning in my head, but then I didn't. Now I don't remember it. I don't remember exactly what my reasoning was, but fear of crossroads.
Sure.
Like, not like a... Like, you know, crossroads where you would summon a devil or whatever, a demon. Those kind of crossroads, not like...
I-94.
Yeah. And not like, you know, little paths through tunnels, like an outdoor crossroads of...
He means it has to be a wide open field. There has to be a single tree that has no leaves off to the right. There has to be a single signpost.
This is the one thing
X.
that Eduardo Power Games, he's like, he's going to use the fear against me, so I can't make it something that's super common. So it's got to be crossroads, but it can't be like tunnels. It's like a big, wide berth crossroad.
He's like, it has to be a crossroad, not an intersection.
You can say no. I was thinking specifically the kind of crossroads at which you would summon a demon.
Yeah, which is a good point of order. At this point in Darnas's history, there is no like established idea of like the hells. Like the when the four archons, the fallen, when they were defeated, they were just banished back to the elemental plane that they had kind of taken dominion over. So like the closest you get is like the void, but nobody really talked about getting sent to the void.
Well, where do you go when you die?
I've already been sent to the void. What do you mean?
When you die, you go to the City of the Dead, which is looked over by Noldor. Or not Noldor, it's Avalok. And like he has different sections for like depending on like the actions you took in life. So you could get sent to like the like prisons there where your soul will be eternally, you know, not tormented, but like if there's it's the thing of like if there is
like
ever
you're in dead guy jail.
Yeah,
you were a bad person, so you go to jail when you die.
Yeah, it's especially poignant for like like
if that's not a good enough fear, then that's okay.
No, that's fair. It's a weird one, but it's fair. It's more of the religious implications of the crossroads and the temptation and everything. Honestly, in this world, the kind of crossroads deals would probably be more with the archons or even with the fae.
Also, if there would be like a different kind of situation in which somebody would like sell their soul to a god or something, then it would be like that kind of situation also.
So Thurbrhys' fear is more like the threat of corruption.
Yeah, more or less. It's sort of about that, but like, if you wanted a physical fear, it's like physically locations in which you would assume bad shit.
If he feels like his soul's about to get sold, then he's like, ugh. But like, if he met the devil in like a doctor's office, he wouldn't be that bothered.
Dude, Raphael's playing chess in the tavern. That's fine.
But as soon as he takes it outside, and I see that signpost.
No, sorry, not today.
One signpost is fine. I can do single signposts.
No, it's a signpost with the X on top.
I can
So what did you
Or
guys?
there's the gallows tree.
So what is you guys' plan? You're standing in the essentially just outside the doorway of this chamber.
Well, if we opened it up, I don't mind going in.
Yeah, I will say with
Oh yeah, I totally remember. We were already in the room.
Like
to be honest.
Faeyra, you do notice that it's more lit in there, and it seems like it is more of an actual chamber as opposed to like just another like hub or cistern or anything like that. With how high Thurbrhys and Goodfellow your passive perception is, you do see like in here it looks like it's almost been renovated. Like somebody has taken this chamber specifically and fixed it up, made sure it wasn't as dirty and grimy. You can see furniture that's been brought in.
Dude, he put a new door
How
in.
did they get furniture in through that door? You imagine the little rats with the fucking sofa going, yeah, you gotta turn it, the other way.
Before they attached the new door, then they brought all the furniture in and then put the door so nobody could like steal their furniture.
You know the door guy came before the furniture guys. You
That's
know.
how it always goes.
That's how it always goes.
Can we see, because on the other side of the door, on the side we came through piping where the rat went through, is there like a similar exit on our side? Like a hole or like piping where like the rat
I think, yeah, she
It
meant
was-
like, do we know the rat came into this room? Like,
do
does
not.
that hole?
Because so
There's a portal
essentially
in the fucking.
Essentially-
the pipe went through a portal.
it looked like because all the pipes here are like really old, and like they're bronze, but they're kind of decaying at this point. They have not had any upkeep, so it looks like there was a hole in the top of the pipe that it slinked into and disappeared. So it could have continued further into this room. You do see piping in the along the ceiling of this room, but it also could have just doubled back and went inside the pipe backwards.
Eduardo, it looks like Yoda's holding up your books.
Huh? Oh yeah, it is. That's exactly what that is. Right here.
Yeah.
That is Yoda holding up my books. Well, they're not books; they're VHS.
Yeah, I'm about to say, they look more like VHSs. But you would never read a book that thick.
Nope.
You would never read a book.
I can see him reading a book, but just like one of those like 10-page like Hungry Caterpillar type beats.
Dude, not even.
Not even Hungry Caterpillar can hold your attention.
Are you sure? We have a copy of it.
I'm sure we do also.
So
that-
how big is this little chamber with furniture?
That is a good question.
It is like a probably like 40-foot square chamber.
Can we? There's no like other entrance or exit that we can see of.
Not that you can see, no.
I guess I want to take a little looky around, a little snoop.
I would probably also do that. I'm gonna cast Shillelagh on my weapon.
Okay. So you guys step in. As soon as you step in, the door slams shut. Thurbrhys and Goodfellow, you immediately clock Mage Hand. There's like a floating kind of green spectral hand that has just closed the door.
Mage Hand can only work within like 30 feet or some shit like that, right?
Unless
Stepping out from
you're not a
there,
D&D character.
there is like a central table. Like once you step in, you see it's like a for lack of a better term, it's like almost like a survival bunker. There's like a dining room table in the center, and then the walls are lined with like 5 beds each that are all child size. And stepping up from behind the table is a girl, probably 13. She, for a minute, you think she might be one of the missing children because she does have like red hair, but she has green eyes, and the only girl that was one of the 3 redheads had blue eyes, and she's not a full elf; she's a half elf. But kind of in like a little bit nicer than street urchins' clothes, but not by much. And what I can best describe as like kind of like almost handmade leather armor. It's like a leather corset that is like way too big for her, that she's like taken and like stitched some padding and some pauldrons to. And it's the only nice thing that you see on her is this rapier that she has pointed in your direction, and her other hand is glowing the same color as the mage hand. As you step in, Goodfellow and Thurbrhys, you also notice behind the beds there are multiple children.
We mean no harm. Searching for missing children, actually.
Wait, you said there are the missing children?
You don't know if they're the missing children, but there are children.
There are children in there.
She's not the missing child.
Okay, but you said there are other children in there?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Which is not impossible that she would have changed. We mean no harm. We're exploring, looking for missing children, actually. And the Rat Queen? Rider Queen? Rat Queen.
How'd you know the password? And as she says this, you see scurrying up her leg and up onto her shoulder is a black rat with three eyes.
Unfortunately, we came across a guard that met an unfortunate end to a fey fungal spider of some kind.
You see, she kind of like, there's this moment where she's kind of like calculating what you just said, and before she can respond, you hear motion behind you, as a man in priest's vestments comes into the room and like opens the door.
Not the deacon, though.
No, not the deacon. This is a human.
The guy from fucking Kirkwell that had a huge thrust.
No. He's not as old as that guy. That guy was like very like Peter Capaldi kind of ish. This guy, honestly, if you could imagine just like Ewan McGregor.
Kind of Ewan McGregor,
like now, like older, like late 40s, early 50s Ewan McGregor. In full priest vestments. He has a staff that's tipped with it looks like it doubles as like a spear. The blade isn't like anything to write home about. It's not like a big like war spear. It looks more like for self-defense. But it does have it's adorned with the 4-pointed star of the faith.
Dude, he stabbed people with God.
That's Faeyra. Faeyra, give them the letter.
Yeah, I will procure the letter out of my bag of holding and show it to them.
Sorry, the baby's being fussy. What's wrong? No big deal. Okay, that's fair. The priest looks at the letter, looks at the girl, and is immediately like, put that thing away, we've got bigger things to worry about, and starts locking the door. What's wrong, sweetheart? You hungry?
I am going to introduce myself, and ask, who they are.
You say that. The priest who has just finished locking the door, which you see has like 5 locks on it, turns and is like, "That's wonderful. I'm Father Rowlett. These are my children." And he slides the little window in the door, as another one of those spiders latches on to the outside of it.
What do you think his name was? Father what?
Rowlett.
How I spell it?
Like the Pokemon?
ROWLATT.
Can that spider make a dex save?
Sure. I'm gonna need everybody to roll initiative while I go get the baby a bottle.
Okay, I'm gonna grab a snacky then. Use my Spider-Man die for initiative.
That's not good.
Initiative. I'm assuming we're about to get into combat with spider or some kind of creature. Is Tyler there?
Nope.
All right.
Ayo.
Welcome back.
So what did we get, everybody?
Thurbrhys got a 13.
I got 11.
Faeyra got 11.
Where are you getting this glitter?
What about Goodfellow?
8.
8. Gotcha.
Does my sacred flame that I cast before you asked to roll initiative do anything?
Hold on one second. Let me finish rolling initiative.
Alright.
Okay. It's a dex save, right?
Yes.
$16?
Yep. That passes. By the way, yep.
Okay. I was confused for a second. I was like, is that good or is that bad?
You pass. You pass.
Okay. So, top of the initiative. Let me pull up her character. Ba-ba-da-ba-doo. Okay. So, as you try and cast Sacred Flame, and it doesn't seem to do anything.
It doesn't seem to do anything, or it misses?
It misses.
Okay.
The spider that kind of jumped at the door seems to kind of unnaturally squeeze itself through the opening.
That's a very Fae thing to do.
And it's going to try and web the priest.
Not the priest.
Which I'm pretty sure it does. Yes.
Not the priest.
So Father Rowlett is restrained. And it is bearing down on him. And you see two, like what appears to be two more crawling up towards the window.
But not into it.
Not into it yet, no.
Is the door not closed?
The door is closed and locked.
I guess it's not my turn.
It's a very.
When
it's
does
a very thing to be able to squeeze through tiny spaces like
So then it is going to be the half elf, the little 13-year-old girl. The spider needs to make a dex save.
Damn, is she also casting Sacred Flame?
No.
She's casting
fireball?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. She's casting Fireball.
Can you imagine?
It would kill the priest.
14.
The priest is a commoner, but the child also remind me that I
Just failed. It just failed.
Literally his children, or like, I'm assuming they're like. Sorry, is the priest a human or what?
The priest is a human, yeah.
So we have that child.
It's a
She's
D8.
a rat.
The half elf child.
7.
Not
She's giving me,
impossible.
she's giving me stealth spines.
So the spider that kind of came through the little window and webbed the priest, the half-elf girl redraws her rapier and kind of clenches that like green energied fist in front of her as a green bonfire erupts in the space where the spider was, doing 7 fire damage. Then it's Thurbrhys, you're up.
I thought so. Sorry. So there's 2 spiders that have yet to move into the space of the room, and there's 1 spider in the room, and the room is only about 40 feet, right?
Correct. Yeah, it's a 40-foot square. I will say,
40 feet by 40 feet?
yeah.
Alright.
That's what a square is.
I don't know, it could be like a what's the square root of 40? Hey Google, what's the square root of 40? Whatever.
I will say Thurbrhys.
6.32 sided room with a square area of 30 feet. Alright, it could be that one.
Sure, whatever. It's a square room. Thurbrhys and Goodfellow, you do notice once this kind of action starts, and especially once the spider makes its way in, all of the children, including the half-elf girl, kind of pull like rags up over their mouths. Seems like they have had encounters with these spiders before.
Yeah, those spores that went out.
Wait, so they notice it, but I don't?
It's kind of like the heat of the battle thing. Like, you're focused on the spider that just came through.
He already locked the door, right?
Yeah.
But the window on it's open.
I know. I'm looking at the wording of wind wall, and it says specifically continuous path along the ground.
You just cast knock on the door.
I don't have that. If I were to cast Wind Wall through the door, like not from where I am, but from up. If this is the door, like, would it go through the window or no? Probably not.
Probably not.
Dude, I want to use my fucking high-leveled spells, but I don't fucking
Well,
do
just
anything.
stick your hand through the window when you cast it.
Well, no,
just
because
cast
so
it through
basically
your
I want the
hand.
wind wall to push stuff out of the door, but the door is fucking locked. And I'm not taking 5 actions to unlock the door. Yeah. Well then, damn. I'm gonna. Cast Spiritual Weapon and attack the spider that's in the room.
Okay.
Does a 15 hit?
15, yeah.
Actually, no. I don't think I want to attack. I should. Oh, I can't cast 2 leveled spells. Never mind. Yep, I'm gonna attack. I was thinking about Bless. It's gonna take 6 bludgeoning damage from my magical bludgeoning damage from my Warhammer. And then I'm gonna make an attack roll. Oh. I'm gonna assume that a 19 plus 7 hits.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. But it's gonna take 10 force damage from my spiritual weapon.
10 force damage. Gotcha.
And that is my turn.
Okay.
Action and bonus.
So then it's the other 2 spiders. So they squeeze their way unnaturally through the little window.
Faeyra didn't get to go. Neither did Goodfellow. I thought they had their turn. Moving up to the door now.
No, that was they had moved up to the door before initiative started. I was just saying that so you guys knew that there was at least 2 more spiders. And they are going to attack the half-elf girl and Thurbrhys with their web attack. Okay. Thurbrhys, does a 17 hit you?
Nope.
Okay, and a 9 doesn't hit her. So both of the webs miss. You and the half-elf girl, both
That shit.
duck out of the way. You do hear the screams of children behind you as it hits the wall and scares them.
Pussies.
Then it's Faye's turn.
Dude, Moonbeam could be oppressive, but they've already come to the floor.
Yeah. How close am I to all 3 of the spiders?
You guys are still pretty close to the door, so you're probably like maybe 10, 15 feet.
If I were to get close to all 3 of them, are they like close enough where, or like what I'm asking is, could I, with my longsword, am I only able to attack one, or would I be able to do more damage? I don't know if what I'm asking is making sense.
You cannot hit more than one with one attack, but I believe extra attack can target 2 different things.
Yeah.
So if you want to attack one and then attack the other, you can, but there's no way to.
Yeah, as long as they're separate like attack
Not
rolls,
naturally.
you can target like more than one target.
Oh, okay.
But built in, unless you have like a spell or something, you can't hit 2 targets with one.
Okay. If I wanted to close the little thing, no, I know, but I don't want more to come in. Would that be an action?
I think that's a free action.
Just closing that would be a free action. The problem being that the 3 spiders are currently in front of the door. So you would have to take care of them first, or at least the one directly in front of the door.
You know who could have closed it? The 13-year-old girl, but she didn't.
Okay. I guess I'll try to get the one that's standing in front of, like, directly in front of the thing.
I'm sorry, I didn't
Okay.
do circle.
So give me an attack roll. I will say that is the one that came through first, and it looks severely haggard.
Already.
19.
Definitely hits.
Sweetheart? What do you mean? I know you want to sleep, but you gotta burp. I know you want to sleep, but you gotta burp. No, you have to burp. You don't get out of this.
9 damage.
You kill it outright. And you are able to slide in there and stink, close the little window. You still have one more attack and your bonus action attack.
If I slid in to close the door, is there a way to position myself to flank with one of them?
You are kind of in the center. You are kind of sandwiched between the two other spiders. So if Thurbrhys were to move around to one, yeah, she can move through like she could have moved up next to you, attacked it, killed it, and then slid into its space to close the thing. So now, if Thurbrhys wanted to move, say, to the spider that's on the right, he would be flanking, and if Goodfellow moved to the spider on the left, he would also be flanking, because you are in the center between them.
Okay, but it's not their turn, so they can't do that, right?
No, not yet. It just also means that you are being flanked by both spiders.
Yeah. Alright, well, I guess I'll just turn to... Which one is closer to more people?
Everybody else is... they're pretty equidistant because everybody else is kind of further into the room. The only people really close to the spiders are you guys, the priest, and the half-elf girl.
Okay. I guess I'll just go for the left one.
Okay.
With my wand. $22.
22? Okay. That definitely hits.
A 9 damage.
Okay.
I know you're tired. You want to lay down?
And your bonus action attack on the same one, or are you attacking the other one?
We're not making int saves, no?
No.
We're not making int saves, are we?
No.
Curious.
I suppose I'll keep going for the left one.
Okay.
17.
17 hits.
4 damage.
Okay. All right, and that's everything you can do, right? Attack, extra attack, bonus action attack. Okay. So then, Goodfellow, you're up.
Alright, as prescribed, I'm gonna
Are you
go to the
flanking?
one on the left.
Okay, you're flanking the one that's already there.
I'm gonna go to the one that's
You didn't tell me twice.
No. Yeah, and I'm gonna stab it in. So that is either a 10 or a 10.
So normally that would miss. Like you run up to this one on the left-hand side, right? And you go in for another stab, knowing that its head is not that armored. And you see yourself stab, and it rear its head back, and you just kind of stab the ground. And then it almost kind of rewinds, and you stab again, and you crit.
Huh?
Y'all, I'm working off these Monopoly rules. Okay.
Thurbrhys and actually, what would be her passive sleight of hand? Would be it's 10 plus, so it's 16. So, Thurbrhys and Goodfellow, you both notice when this happens, because Thurbrhys, you don't see the first, you don't see the miss. You just see Goodfellow walk up and get this guy really good in like this, like right as it opens its mouth, you stab it in its central eye. Goodfellow, you see both versions, and you see the half-elf girl, her eyes glow green as the rewind happens, as she used one of her portents to give you a crit.
Okay.
Is he testing us?
Important is it a wizard ability or?
It's a divination wizard ability.
Yeah, they can like turn back time.
Okay. Well, that's a crit. So then,
Oh.
is that max damage plus?
That is max damage plus, yes.
Okay. So then that is
For 90 attack.
by default. That's.
So it's only one spider plus?
Well, we'll see how much damage he does.
He's doing sneak attack damage, so.
Yeah, this spider is probably going to be mush, but
So I'm just like so unaware of everything that's going on. Didn't notice
That-
the rat.
That's
I'm not noticing the glowing eyes.
the rat
30.
rolled really high on its stealth.
That's 33 before I rolled dice.
Oh yeah, it's dead. It's
Damn.
super
Should
dead.
I- Wait, hold on. Wait.
This campaign is going to be a
Yeah.
competition
Yeah.
between Goodfellow and Faeyra on who can do the most damage in one attack.
I haven't rolled dice yet.
Yeah, it'll probably be him.
Wait, hold on. So it's 8. So it's 8.
Rogues are
16,
nasty.
16 plus that's 22. It's 28. How do I oh,
Wait, how
because
do you
I
have
forgot.
that damage without having to roll?
What was that?
Because I crit, so I already. Well, all right. So that's without
So essentially,
rolling.
what
that's-
happened is that divination wizards get an ability called a portent because their whole thing is like seeing the future. So at the beginning of every day, they can roll 2d20 and mark down what the number was, and then at any point before their next long rest, they can swap out a roll for one of those two rolls. So they can like if they roll two really low numbers, and like them or one of their teammates got hit with a crit, they could be like, no, they didn't. They rolled a 3 instead, and spend one of their portents to swap out the roll.
Okay, so that's what the little girl did, basically.
Yep.
And that's the 33.
That's the 33 before he rolled. That is his base
that's
max
just-
damage.
That's basically
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's basically it's my D8 plus 2d4 plus d6 plus 6 plus Fury the Small plus something
I was
else.
gonna say, didn't you roll? How many fucking dice did you roll?
I haven't rolled yet.
Oh.
33 is max before rolling.
It's just my crit before I roll. 33. So, which then I'm not gonna bother rolling because it's dead.
No.
So,
Though I will allow the cleave rules wouldn't go into effect because the other spider's not within 5 feet. But because I don't want to you to waste your sword's ability, you you stab into this spider, and then as you kind of flick up to kind of cut it vertically,
I pass that along.
the dust, like the spores that come out, almost light on fire as they split around Faeyra and attach to the spider behind her, as it is fairy fired.
That is true. It is fairy fire. Alright.
Wait, can you say that again?
So his sword has an ability, when it crits, it imposes the fairy fire effect on the target.
Ah, okay.
But I didn't want him to, it's the first time it's ever procced, so I didn't want him to waste it on an enemy he just killed.
Yeah, but hold on, no, because then you're Senate President. You can't set the precedent like that.
Yes, I can.
Then if
I am
kill-
God.
Okay, but if I kill are you saying then if I kill a creature in the future?
I will say it's dependent.
For the crit?
Like, the other spider is so close, it's just not within the 5 feet to activate Cleave. Because you just did a much damage. If these spiders were right next to each other, you would have killed both of them.
Okay, so the last spider, the third one, is the one that's the fairy fired one.
Yes. So it is now glowing with think like a Razer keyboard. Like the color just keeps shifting through the different colors of the rainbow. And so anybody that attacks the other spider has advantage.
And it also can't turn invisible.
Well, it can turn invisible. It just doesn't gain the effects.
Yeah. It can try as much as it wants, but
you can cast invisibility.
It's still going to be outlined by fairy fire.
You don't gain the benefits of being invisible.
Okay.
So you're just wasting invisibility. And then it's the priest's turn. He's going to try and break out of the web. His strength is not very high. He's got a -1 to strength, so we'll see if he can.
Right? Or no?
No, not. You have to make I think it's a DC 12 strength check to bust out, and he rolled a 9 -1. So the priest is standing there, just going, "I'll be with you in a moment." As he's trying to get out of this web. Then it's the little girl's turn. She's gonna go up with her rapier and try and stab this other spider. Standing, she kind of she doesn't flank with Faeyra. She kind of stands up next to you, Thurbrhys. That definitely hits. Maybe on her character sheet. It's +7, so it's a D8 +4. She rolled a 1. So she does 5 damage. And then it is Thurbrhys, you're up.
Alright. Just the one spider left, correct?
Correct.
Well, I guess I'm gonna use my fucking spiritual weapon, make my spiritual weapon go over there and do some work.
Okay.
Or attempt to do some work.
Yeah,
Does a 17 hit?
Oh, yeah.
9 force damage.
9 force damage.
I forgot to mention, it's not really that important, but I have Goodberry, so we don't need to keep track of rations.
We haven't been keeping track of rations anyway.
I know, you've commented about it in the past, so I just wanted to let you know.
It is a thing that, and I noticed afterward, it's something that you can look into, Faeyra, next time you guys get, an ASI, because we're going to do the same thing of ASI plus feat. But there is a chef feat.
Ooh.
Which has some benefits, some of which are similar to the ruling I made last session about you cooking with your cook's utensils and stuff. But that would last for the meal you have at camp at a long rest. Chef would also allow you to essentially bake like biscuits or like lembas bread or something like that that will last 8 hours that you can bring with you that will also give you temporary hit points. So you could cook for the group for the long rest, get your temporary hit points for that, and then get into a fight, you lose the temporary hit points, whatever, finish the fight, take a short rest, and eat the biscuits, and you get your temporary hit points back.
Wow, okay.
So it'll all work. You get benefits if you actually cook a meal, but if you're short on time or whatever, or you can't find it, or you don't have rations, Goodfellow can provide sustenance. It might not be, a home-cooked meal, but you won't starve to death.
Good berries also heal hit points, so...
Yeah. It's what, 1d4?
1.
Oh, 1.
I mean,
I'm getting it confused with Baldur's Gate. It's 1d4 in Baldur's Gate.
If Thurbrhys goes down, it's fine. I
Yeah.
can pop him a berry, and he'll get right back up.
Thurbrhys, are you making an actual attack as well, or because you
Is
are
it dead?
No, it is not dead. It's still alive. It's pretty hurt, but it's still alive.
I'll take a whack at it. Oh, that's fucking. 24.
Oh yeah, definitely hits.
5 bludgeoning damage.
Okay. Faeyra, you are up.
Dude, slice and dice that shit.
It is looking very hurt at this point.
I'm gonna... Yeah. With my longsword.
Go for it.
Have advantage.
Ooh.
Is it a 1?
No. 13.
13, is that with advantage?
Oh, do I get advantage?
Yeah, because of the fairy fire.
Oh, okay. No, that's not with advantage.
That's with advantage.
That's with advantage.
Okay. 13 does not hit.
Okay, I'm gonna go for my second longsword.
Go for it.
An 8.
1 doesn't hit automatically.
Okay, 1 doesn't hit automatically.
Was that also with advantage?
Oh shit, sorry, no. Oh my god,
That's a 10.
fuck these dice, actually. That's a 10, that's also not gonna hit.
Okay.
I'll go for my scamator.
That's with advantage again. Just... Okay.
Thank god. 21.
21 definitely hits.
Okay,
She got a 3 the first one.
6 damage.
6 damage?
All that just for a drop of blood.
So, seeing it, its life is very quickly going to be over. You see it try and scurry up the wall. It hasn't left your threatened range yet, but you swing at it and it dodges the first 2 swings from the longsword. And then finally you just kind of stab at it with the scimitar and pin it to the stone wall with your scimitar. And its legs kind of twitch and convulse for a moment before it goes limp on the end of your sword.
As I do that, I'm gonna turn around to the kids, and just yell out, "Is everyone all right?"
You do that. There's this moment where they're all kind of just staring at what just happened, and then they bust out into raucous cheering. Some of them are up on the beds, reenacting what happened. These kids are loving this.
I know, and none of them died this time.
Oh, I'm gonna help the fucking priest out of the web.
Gotcha.
Yeah, but my first instinct was to turn to the children and ask if they were okay. I know the priest is fine because he
I'm gonna walk up to Mei-Chan girl and be like, "Psh," as in a fist bump, not as in a fucking knocking her ass out.
She will reciprocate, and then she goes off and she starts. You all recognize prestidigitation. She starts using prestidigitation to kind of clear off the like spores that have accumulated in the kind of like entry area of the room.
Well, that was fun.
I'm gonna ask the little girl with the green glowing eyes, with the rat. I'm gonna introduce myself again to her and ask her what her name is.
She finishes up clearing some of the spores before turning to you kind of haughtily and is like, if you really must know, my name is Kira.
Spelled like Ciera.
No, it's Keira.
Not too far off.
All right. So what was this? What's going on? I'm very confused. What are these spiders? What are they doing here? Why are you guys down here?
The priest, Father Prowett, Rowlett, sorry, steps up. Well, these children are orphans. They are the children of traders who lost their businesses in town. We used to have an orphanage. It lost its funding. And the temple, as a priest, I don't make a lot. So I coordinated with
Keep them in a sewer?
I coordinated with what I could get. The Reeve, the magistrate of the town, didn't want orphans wandering the streets. He said it brought down property value. So I had to keep them sequestered. But that also made them prime targets for whatever creature is sending these spiders out.
All right. Well, if they're orphans, then why are there posters about missing children all around?
Well, I don't think these are the missing. Are you guys the missing children?
Well, it's a little suspect that there's missing children, and then there happen to be a bunch of kids that are orphans.
I will say, looking around at them, and going off the descriptions that Goodfellow got from the posters in the inn, none of them match any of the missing children posters.
Is there a way to tell if this guy is telling the truth?
Sure, give me an insight roll.
A 4.
It seems on the up and up to you.
Yeah, but then again, anything would. Okay. Is no one else suspect of this guy?
Nope, he's religious. I believe him fully, and I would trust him with my life. Well, I would.
I will say at this point, now that the hustle and bustle of combat is over,
Why down here and not I don't know, in a building without spiders?
Well, the spiders have been spotted on topside as well.
Or have they?
But building would require me to spend money to buy it, and that is money I do not have. The magistrate doesn't know about the cisterns and the sewers down here. I have done my best to make this. This isn't our only. Ever since the spiders started attacking, we've established a few safe rooms down here in the sewers that we rotate between. We change the password every time to those who, like-minded individuals who have been helping me. Like the god that you found murdered.
How do you know about that?
Because I came in the same entrance you did.
We also told them about the guard. That's how we found the letter.
I want to ask the little girl, Kira, if she's the rat queen.
That's what some people call me.
I was right.
All right, that's
Nice. The girl with the rat is the rat queen. Good call.
Little rat running up all over her. I think she's the rat queen.
And green eyes.
And green eyes.
Wait, but what was her name? The old lady.
Ariel or Ariel, something like that.
She said the Rat Queen was kidnapping people.
As the impression that you got is Ariel believes that the Rat Queen is behind the murders, but Ariel also didn't seem all, there. And when Goodfellow brought it up to Joran was like, I mean,
oh yes, she's funny.
Like, there might be a Rat Queen, but I doubt that she's the one kidnapping anybody.
Oh, so maybe Joran's in with it.
Yeah, that's what you're getting from him saying that. That's
No,
what you're
not
getting.
in with the murders. I mean, like, he's helping the priest.
If you will recall, Joran did, when you asked where the priest was, said that he was sleeping because he is very elderly and needs his rest.
Yeah, and also they're both part of the same church, so one would assume that they're covering for each other.
And Thurbrhys, I will say, you do see, while most priests of the faith are pretty uniform in, like, vestments and everything like that.
This guy's a fake!
The holy symbol he wears, they tend to all have the same kind of, like, the ring of 9 4-pointed stars and everything as a medallion. But some priests will, like, if they have a specific deity that they kind of patronize, they will denote that on their medallion. And you do see one of the stars on his medallion is enameled green, and it is the star that represents Spira.
Oh, dude, this guy's a priest of Spira?
Seems to be.
Dude, start praying! Start praying!
I'll fucking get...
Dude!
I'll get on my knees. What?
You wouldn't for the other guy.
Which one's Spira?
I'm sure he would have seen my giant stick.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
My Spira stick.
Wait, is that why his staff is also a spear? Is because he worships spear?
No, that seems to be more of a just a general self-defense thing.
Well, that's nice.
But it does track with Spira being, like, the goddess of fertility and, like, the hearth and everything. This guy starting up a, like, makeshift orphanage makes sense.
Yeah.
He's very motherly. Or he's
I
really into
don't-
fertility, and I hope it's number one.
Again, like, why are you have to hide in the sewer? That seems sort of...
I know. I'm just assuming that they had to. In my head, I'm just like, all right. Tyler wouldn't have put them in a sewer unless for some reason they have to be in a sewer.
The impression that you're getting from
let's
what
get
he's...
past the part that they're in the sewer.
The impression that you're getting from the auxiliary information and what Father Rowlett is saying is that the town itself, because it is not claimed by any of the petty kingdoms, is kind of run by the Merchants Guild. Like, the Reeve, you've heard him referred to as the Reeve and the Magistrate. Magistrate is a Merchants Guild title. That this guy is running this essentially like a corporate town. And is like, I don't want some dirty little orphans roaming the streets. I'm not going to give some kickbacks to the priest to get a building or a house for cheap so he can house these orphans. I don't want them here in the first place. So Father Rowlett was essentially like, well, I know a spot that I might be able to tidy up a bit and keep them safe and out of the way. And it seems he has at least a couple of guards and other, like, townsfolk that are in on it to help provide food and safety to these children.
Isn't it crazy that they're gonna keep the...
Oh, okay. Is that something that only Thurbrhys is, like, he's getting that vibe from the priest, or, like, am I also getting that vibe?
You would all kind of get the general vibe. Thurbrhys probably has the best read on him, sharing a god and everything. But you do. He does give off the same kind of vibes as Thurbrhys. This very like patronly, like I'm here to take care of these kids.
Overall, good.
Yes.
All right. Well, I kind of want to ask the kids if there's anything that they need. / the priest. Like, how can we help you?
Well, I mean, short of getting rid of the magistrate and giving us money,
Kill whatever's making these spiders.
that would probably help us the most.
I would like to donate 10 gold.
Okay, well, why? We don't have to
immediately
give money.
his eyes go wide and he's like, your charity is greatly appreciated. You don't have to, but we will take it. It will definitely benefit the children.
Thurbrhys, why don't we go do something that actually benefits the children and stop
Well, yeah.
them getting from being murdered?
Are they recent?
I mean, I started this conclave about 2 years ago, so this is the first time that this has happened, but I have heard the stories of other disappearances.
From, like, way back, right?
Yeah.
There are no crazy rumors that you guys know about.
Well, no,
You
remember, no, we already know because it was like every couple years.
It started 20 years ago, and it was every 5 years.
Yeah, every 5 years. I don't know if a kid was going
Right,
missing or they would
right.
sacrifice a kid. Whatever, doesn't matter. Someone would go missing and they'd be like, "All right, well there you go." Like that. Every 5 years, that's just what happens. But now it's a bunch of people are getting kidnapped. So something's up with their Fae. And we're double dipping the Fae nonsense. Okay, they got Fae giant spiders. They got Fae that they stopped praying to. You stop praying to Fae, you get giant spiders. That's what you wish for. Like.
I will say, you can also, if all of you want, you can make a religion roll. Faeyra and Goodfellow, you can have advantage for this.
Hell yeah, good, because I
And
have
not me.
fucking nothing. 15.
No, that's not good enough.
A dirty 20.
Dirty 20. Alright. Where is the thing that I had saved?
Oh, I do.
14.
1 second, I gotta find it again. There it is. So, what did everybody get? Sorry.
14.
30, 20.
15.
Okay. So Goodfellow and Faeyra. This makes sense. It comes to your mind that we're kind of getting into like the heart of the autumn season at this point. That there is an elven holiday called Kalan Gaeth that is approaching within the next.
Can you spell that?
It is
Sorry.
KALAN GAYAF. It's essentially like think of it kind of similar to a mix of like Beltane and like Halloween. It is this like end of the harvest season. Like they celebrate it's a little bit of like Dias de los Muertos too. Like they celebrate their dead and everything, and it's like purported that the veil between the mortal realm and the Fey realms is thinner at that point in time. It's referred to as like one of the many Isbridnos, like a spirit night to the elves. And it's weird that the disappearances and the Fey spiders and all this stuff is happening a week before this very Fey holiday.
It's like very Scooby-Doo.
Yeah.
It's almost Halloween and the spirits are out playing. What the
Hold
hell?
on. I check the dead spider corpse if it's wearing a mask.
It is
Does it have
not.
a-
You actually pull it off,
Is
and
it-
it's Elon Musk underneath.
Does it have a little bag of candy?
It's like a little zipper.
No.
To be fair, you did say that they looked like a spider, and then its head opened up and was mouth, so that's kind of a mask.
Yeah, you open it up even further, and it's Dick Cheney.
That's scarier.
I don't know what.
I was supposed to take the mask off.
What's wrong, honey?
As you guys are kind of pondering on this, the priest, like after like going, he kind of went around and like helped the kids settle back down and everything, and comes back. He's like, if you all don't mind, there is one more thing you can do for us. Obviously, killing the thing, sending the creepy spiders is very helpful. But I'm going to move the children to one of the other safe zones within the sewers, but I don't want to move them at night. Would you mind camping here with us for the night to keep an eye on them?
The priest wants me to sleep with him? Alright. Dude, there's not enough beds for everybody. I don't make the rules.
This sleeping bag's a little tight, Mr. Priest.
You see a giant fucking, like, tent in the sleeping bag?
You're a dwarf, it's not that big.
Yeah, sure, well,
Got that Canadian bacon.
Okay, wait. Can I tell? Is Kira really like a little girl, or is she like?
Give me a
Like,
perception roll.
is she actually 13
perception.
or whatever? How old you said she was? 21.
21? Yeah. She's just a 13-year-old girl. She definitely seems like more fit than your average 13-year-old. Looks like she's had to kind of fend for herself for a bit. But it seems like she also like kind of grew up on the street.
I'm so curious.
Okay, but she has like all these really cool powers.
Yeah.
You can be a wizard and be that young.
I mean, isn't Valaris like 20 years old? That's like a 1-year-old for an elf.
You've never heard of Kid Merlin?
Okay, after time. I'm kidding.
What spell did she cast?
What do you mean?
The
Bonfire.
The fire one?
Great flame.
Conjure bonfire.
Okay. Because I was thinking, I was like, she pulled out a sword and then green fire came out, but the fire was not on the sword. I was like, there's a blade and there's flame and there's green, but it's not all in the same place.
It's very confusing. You know, she could have just connected that flame to her blade, whilst it was green. Would have saved us a lot of time.
Anyway, I'm assuming you told me about the religion, the what's it called, silly elf holidays.
Yeah, I'll tell you about the silly elf holiday. Well, you probably don't like elf holidays, so...
Yeah,
I just
Thurbrhys
don't
is
care.
afraid of elves.
Oh. every time Faeyra like says something and I turn around, I'm like, oh wait, no, half elf, it's fine.
So mean.
From certain angles, you scare me. And then I remembered.
You're only half
you're-
scary.
Your ears aren't that sharp.
A little,
Butter knife ears.
do you have a map of the sewer?
He's like, no, an official one, but I have like a hand-drawn one that I've been working off of that I can make a copy.
Excellent. Yeah, could we have a copy of that and we'll sleep the night?
He goes to work like making a copy of his map. Who wants to take first watch?
I'm going to have the children around a campfire and be singing campfire songs. with the
Okay.
Children.
Okay, give me a persuasion roll or a performance roll.
That is a 23.
23. Okay. Yeah. So you go in like giving little folk performance, do it like singing songs of your home and all of the stories you have heard.
Well, it's common to. It's near the Halloween story, so you know it's got to be scary
Yeah.
story.
And firstly, I will give you inspiration for that.
I
And-
think that we're on max group inspiration. We each have one inspiration, so if you have an inspiration, we're
You
maxed
did
out.
because I gave you one for cleaning off the
So I don't think that we can get more inspiration.
yeah.
That's fine.
But I will say, for the briefest moment, you do feel a Fae presence, and like the fire, even kind of like you swear you can see shapes in the fire as you're singing this song and telling these stories. So how are the watches lining up? Goodfellow and Thurbrhys both need 8 hours. The priest needs 8 hours. Kira and Faeyra both only need 4.
Kira shouldn't be on watch. I don't care if she's magical.
Not trance.
Oh yeah, she's a half elf. She's not a full elf, Tyler.
I thought they still only needed the 4 hours.
Nope. They have Fey ancestry, can't be put to sleep, but they don't trance.
So then they both need 8 hours.
6 hours or something, but they don't trance, so technically speaking, they need the full.
What kind of a presence do you feel when you were singing songs?
Okay.
Like a Fae presence.
Oh, but like a good Fae present?
Yeah.
Well, depends on your definition. Fae, typically, wishy-washy, but I'm there with it, so it's got to be good.
I would probably ask the priest to pray with me as well.
Okay. Yeah, so you guys.
I'm sure the room smells very
musty
stale and musty and kind of damp.
You definitely get the impression that he's tried to cover up the old mildew smell with like nice incenses and the like.
Also, yeah, to be fair, no offense to the children, but they're a bunch of children living in a sewer. They can't be living that well.
And didn't you describe her clothes as just slightly better than urchin clothes?
Yeah.
And you did also, so yeah.
Yeah, I don't think they probably smell very good.
That's they have prestidigitation.
They're kids.
So maybe she's like before they go out, but they're like before you guys go begging. If they do that, I don't know if they go begging.
The impression that you got is that the priest kind of keeps them here.
Okay, so that he's like, I'll bring you guys food and clothes and whatever, as long as you promise not to go out on the streets looking for money.
Okay.
And I will say, with Thurbrhys praying with him, you do get the tidbits of information that, like, the kids don't stay here full time. Like, he does send missives out to, like, personal, like, friends and everything, and, like, other priests and stuff to try and find homes for these kids. And that there have been a few that he's...
Indoctrinate them all into the Green Council.
These are my little birds.
Dude, I guess that's true.
What was the name of that guy who had the bunch of child soldiers?
Coney.
Coney, yeah.
Coney 2012. I remember that shit.
Fuck, that takes me back.
I was in, like, middle school or whatever.
I was in high school, my dude.
Everybody was freaking out about it.
Dude, I was confused because I thought it was about Coney Island.
Everybody's going to Coney Island in 2012? The what day?
Dude, everyone says no, because I always separate them. I always assumed Coney 2012 was like there was a big like what the fuck? What was that huge event that was just a big disaster? That's like all
Firefest.
Yeah, like Firefest or whatever the other one was. Like I keep thinking that in my head is Coney 2012, but then like I have to keep reminding myself. I'm like, no, there's like the guy Coney, and that was him with the child soldiers.
Yeah, real piece of shit.
Great work.
Anyway,
was he real? That happened for like 2 months. And then never heard about it again.
Yeah, welcome to the U.S. news cycle.
You think he still has child soldiers?
Probably.
Let's find out.
If he's not dead. So nothing really too eventful happens on you guys' watch. I will say at whatever point Faeyra takes her watch, about halfway through. Actually, I'm gonna roll for this because it's funnier that way. It's a +6.
Sorry, prosecutors at the ICC applied for an in absentia hearing to confirm the charges against Coney in November 2020 and 2024. Or sorry, 2022 and 2024. Hearing was scheduled for 15th of October.
Where's the news coverage, United States? Where's the news coverage?
I'm gonna look up 2020.
He's no longer a significant security risk to Uganda.
Well, that's
He's
good.
hiding.
Surge of attention
Arddor.
marching for 30-minute documentary.
So, Faeyra, your passive is a 14 for perception, right?
Yes.
Okay. So she failed by 1. So as you're on watch, you're kind of like posted up with a chair in front of the like door. And you hear somebody trying to sneak up on you. But when you turn around, it's just Kira. And she kind of comes over with like 2 like little like tin mugs. And like something wrapped in like cloth.
It's
And she's-
asbestos.
Sorry, I don't mean to interrupt you. I felt like there was some animosity. I didn't want to get off on the wrong foot.
Animosity? Girlfriend, I was just trying to figure out who you are.
There was a vibe. There was a vibe.
No, I was just genuinely curious. I just wanted to know what we were getting into, and however we could help. With the more information, the better we can help. Yeah.
People just make rash assumptions when they hear Rat Queen.
No, I just was really just curious if the rat queen that they were talking about was you, but it is you, so.
People just call me that because of Munster.
Because of what?
Munster. And she kind of points as the rat kind of scurries up onto her shoulder.
Fuck you, Tyler.
Like, what?
Well, it's because you're passive.
It's just a rat named after cheese, guys. It's not that complicated.
Okay, I'm blonde. Let me have my blonde moment. That's a really, really good name. My cat's name is Cheddars.
Oh, that's cute.
My name is Thurbrhys. Get the dwarf.
Do you only have one rat?
He's
Thurbrhys wakes up in a cold sweat. He's like, somebody talk about cheese.
she's like, I mean,
nightmares.
yeah, he's my familiar, so technically he doesn't always be a rat. But I can talk to other rats. Whether they're nice to me is kind of up in the air with them being rats and all.
That's actually very cool.
But
Awesome.
and she's kind of like sits cross-legged in front of you on the ground, and she pulls out from inside like her leather armor a like flask and starts pouring it into the tin cups. And then hands you one of the tin cups.
Am I sitting on a chair right now?
Yeah.
Get closer
I'm
to
gonna
your
sit
elven
on the
self.
floor with her.
There you
Okay.
go. Now you're a dirty knife here.
You join her on the floor. She opens up the thing she has like wrapped in like cloth, and it's like a half loaf of like this like it's like a sweetbread that is like elven in origin. Like your mom used to make it.
It's a monkey bread.
And she like breaks off a piece and hands it to you.
Dude, I like this girl. I will happily accept a piece of this delicious sweetbread.
This is the point where Tyler kills the NPC in the middle of our watches.
Can you imagine?
Munster is actually the bad guy. He goes,
it's actually Monster.
Yeah.
It's like a scaffold situation.
Yeah.
You just turn into a freaky old man.
I kind of want to ask her, like, how did she end up here?
Well, my
Like,
Did your parents die?
she doesn't seem to be like one of the kids. She seems to have a greater role in all of this.
Yeah, because she's the oldest. That's
Well, yeah,
like
but I
kind
don't know. I just want to know, like, how she ended up here. Like, what's her story?
of. Her
you
parents died.
you ask her. She
Sure.
she says, "Well, I kind of came through town about a month ago, and I followed the priest down here because I thought there might be some. Honestly, I thought there might be stuff I could steal, but I was living on the road and everything. My mother passed 2 years ago.
Boom, dead parents.
And my father's never been in the picture, so.
Boom, lousy father.
I understand the not having your father in the picture.
Yeah, my mother was one of the Tythweir. We were nomads for a while.
Can you interact with Tythweir?
You found a burned out caravan of Tythweir, and Thrandir claimed to be a Tythweir, but he also stole that journal.
Dad? I'm kidding.
Was he redheaded? He wasn't redheaded.
No, he wasn't.
Who the fuck is... who are Tythweir?
Tythweir, they were in the faction stock. They are essentially...
Like, read the handouts?
Like ages ago, there was after the war with the Jotnar, there was a kind of division amongst the elves, because a lot of the elves left to worship the Arddor. Because, like, it's been a pretty consistent thing where, like, elves that worship, or anybody really that worships the Fae, there are very few people who get, like, concrete responses back. So the faith is very serious in that, like, degree. Like, they're like, I really hope that they received my prayer, because they didn't say anything. Whereas with the Arddor, you'll, get a lot more concrete answers. And some of the elves didn't like that they were abandoning, like, their heritage and their tradition. So there was, like, a big event called the Kinslaying, where, like, northern elves fought southern elves over, like, religious tradition and everything. And there were actually two groups of exiles that came out of that. There were the Raigwir, who were the ones that, like, after it ended, they didn't want to give up their grudges. They wanted to, like, wipe out any elves that worshipped the Arddor. And they were banished by, like, both sides of elves. And then there were the Tythweir, who remained neutral during the conflict. And so went into, like, self-imposed exile. They're one of the few, like, elven groups that still practice just worship of the Fae, as opposed to worship of the Fae and the Arddor. And so they're like essentially like the Romani people, or like I base them off of there's a group of like Irish nomads as well, that kind of wandered around Ireland, and I think like southern England and everything. So that, like, they actually, their patron, Morwen Tywel, is the sister of the Queen of Jests.
The one we found out about in...
Yes, the one whose statue was, like, kind of dilapidated.
Okay, so, like, nomads and ne'er-do-wells are close.
That's the thing that always gets, like, people think that they're thieves or spies or whatever, because of that relation, but they worship Mother Crow because she looks after travelers.
Yeah.
And so Kira explains that her mom was a nomad, and then she's like, yeah. And then she's like, all I know about my father is that she met him in some port city. He claimed to be some prince of merchants, and, like, that's all I know. And that's where we're gonna end for tonight.
No way! You can't just do that and then stop.
You couldn't put the idea in his head and him not do anything with it.
Oh my god.
What's wrong with you?
Hold the phone.
Now is when he really kills the NPC.
That's when Munster turns into a fucking black dragon and just eats her and flies away.
That shit's fucked.
Dude, that's crazy. Plot twist. Dude, I didn't ever say I had a fucking sibling.
How would you have known?
No, I know. Not that I know of. That's crazy.
I will say that age-wise lines up with when your dad kind of lost all of the family money.
Okay.
And there might have been some fuckery going on.
Apparently.
Yeah.
Apparently.
How else do you make them?
She's coming with us. I don't care. She's coming with us.
Yeah, we're not or religious.
I'm not leaving her, okay? She's coming with us.
Not a bad party member either. Behind
Goodfellow's not inherently religious, is it?
no. There are religious people in it, but like Oren is not like strictly religious.
Goodfellow's not religious.
Behind the screen, I made her same level as you guys, level 5. 3 levels thief rogue and 2 levels wizard. So
Neat.
Dude, that's my sister.
Probably half sister.
Oh, what does she look like?
She's redheaded.
Redheaded.
yeah,
you know.
she if you could imagine kind of like a mix of like Arya Stark and the girl from It.
Oh.
Or I think she was also in the D&D movie. The little tiefling druid.
Isn't it Indian?
Yeah. She was Beverly.
I had my eyes closed for like half that movie.
The D&D movie wasn't that scary, Eduardo.
See, that's good.
Damn, I guess what year it came out.
But I don't think we have any
2017.
like bookkeeping we have to do. So everybody can check out the VODs over on the YouTube.
Yeah.
We level up?
No, not yet. And we will see you all in the next one.
Bye-bye.